What's going on, everybody? Brett here, and we're back in Battle Brothers for our Beast and Exploration DLC Let's Play. Alright, sort of picking up where we left off last time. We picked up a contract to collect some heads. I went ahead and I visited the cities we needed to go to, Damwald and Brunelund, and I knocked that out. I also was able to grab some pretty standard, kind of lame brigand fights along the way, and it's kind of looking like what we have here. But these guys at least have a leader, so I thought it might be an interesting fight to start the day off with. And I hope you guys appreciate I spared you, maybe 40 minutes of brigand slaying. And maybe afterwards we can take a bit of a cooler fight. One of these garrisons. Hope to get some sweet loot. Maybe do some questing up north. There's still some enemies that we haven't faced yet. We haven't faced kind of the snow variants of Unholds, and I think there's even a snow variant of the Direwolves. I'm not 100% on that. But I would love to go up north and do some questing. Just to fight in a snow environment I think would be cool. But yeah, without any further ado, guys, let's jump on these guys. It's evening, so we want to catch them before nighttime. That way we have our ranged advantage as per the usual. Don't really necessarily want to fight them in the forest. Alright, we get some open ground. So you didn't miss much, guys. I got a few levels. Actually, we can go over it in a bit. But Sir Steinhardt leveled, which means he's like one step closer to, ooh, I should have taken that shot first. One step closer, sorry, my train of thoughts, to becoming a fencing brother. We ended up picking up Nimble on him, which at the moment does absolutely nothing. That needs to be said first. But once he reaches his max level of getting perks, it'll be quite useful. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, sorry about that, guys. I hope that wasn't too loud. Oh. I do not currently have the recording skills or the technology to go back and like edit a sneeze out and stuff. It's just not the way it's going to be. Hopefully you don't mind. Alright, let's take these shots back here. I would love to get rid of their archers. Some pretty small, 51% chance shots, but that's okay. And we'll tie these dudes down to make them easy targets for our archers with indomitable lances in really no danger. So we can safely do that. We'll step forward with Ivar. And if you've noticed, I switched around some of our armor as well. So Ivar, for instance, you'll see he has that really cool helmet. I think it's like a closed flat top. That's how they refer to that. But anyway, let's go ahead and see if we can get this kill. Nice. Throwing weapons coming up big for us. And we have to remember every one of these guys up to 9 kills is a head, and that means more gold for us. This is a pretty big contract. It's taking us like forever to do it. It's going to be hard to know at the end whether or not it was super worth it. But we're definitely going to have to sell our loot for decent prices. And I got some decent loot actually, and I have it repairing in our inventory right now. Alright, the AI making moves with their ranged units. And their leader right here is, let's see if we can go over his name, the Menace of Tadaln. So we'll make him regret fighting us in just a moment. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. We'll just take these little like weak shots, and if we hit him, cool. If not, whatever. His armor, his shield, even his helmet, we don't care about any of that. It's not particularly good. And we can even put a big shot on him, 43%, and we nailed it. That feels pretty great. If we get rid of that guy, then we clear the way for some of our brothers to take some better shots. Yeah, kill the guy with the billhook. 70. Okay. Yeah, it's hard for Ivar to take down a guy with a kite shield, that's for sure. Move up here. Yeah, I think we go for the easy smackdown. Throw our javelins. If he gets that kill, we can step in here and ensure that nobody's able to retreat. Unfortunate misses. We still want to be careful about moving up too much with our current configuration, just because even, you know, 2 stray shots from a brigand marksman could be disastrous. There we go. Alright, everyone's tied down. This is going to quite nicely fulfill our contract for us. He whipped out a knife and tried to hit us. This guy smacked us with a winged mace. Did a little bit of damage, not too much. There we go. Step up here. And we can step up here. I think that's a shot. Let's see. Get Burnfried in there with his spear. Alright, good. I want my new brothers to get the experience. I'm happy when they get the kills. Alright, Steezy, make it happen. Not quite, not quite. Move one more, yes. Whoa, 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 no. Was hoping to get that archer kill just so that we could move on and surround this dude. But like I said, he has nothing we want except for the weapon, which we'll probably get. And the weapon's okay. I mean, we already have one. We could have several if we had been keeping them. Ooh, we knocked him back. The good thing about it is just that it sells for a lot. Guys, if it sounds like I'm being quiet, it's because I kind of am. It's still early in the morning where I am. And try not to wake the whole family up. So, if I get like a triple decapitation and I don't scream for joy, just know that that's the only reason why. Nice. So very clean, easy brigand fight for us. Lots of loot we can sell. This is actually a kettle hat with mail. This is a better helmet than I thought it was, actually, and we didn't get the flanged, or the winged mace, I think is how they call it in this game. Got some crowns, not bad, but we could see if that helmet is an upgrade for anyone. It may be. 215 is not a shabby amount. Like this one here is 210, and we've been using that one for a while. The ones we have in our reserve right now is this nasal helmet with mail, so this is a full-on 15 better than that. But yeah, one of the things that I redistributed were the flat tops. And I think we can go ahead and do this. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. And nothing else. I think we're good. Picked up a pole hammer in the last episode, I think. But in the loot that we've gathered, you know, recently, I grabbed one of these maces. We have tons of these morning stars, which we're going to repair because they sell for a decent amount. And anything else worth repairing? Not really. Yeah, we'll call that good. Would love to get to a bar, or a tavern. I would like to get to a tavern. That way I can try and raise my men's morale. We haven't been able to get to allied relations. I think whoa, no, 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 no. Hell no. Guys, that was terrifying. They were still there. Oh my god, I don't want to fight 12 Alps at all. Not even a little bit. That, I would just like close my computer. I'll just let you know. I would just walk away. Like, nah, that's not where I want to be today. A wild man with the wild name. Probably has some interesting stats about him. I like having different characters in my party, for the sole fact that it leads to a lot more events and a lot more outcomes for events. And like my free time, guys, I was sitting down, I was trying not to spoil things for myself, but I was wondering like just how many new types of events they have added to Battle Brothers on the DLC side. And I was kind of looking at some of the events, trying not to really look at how they end, but just to look at maybe the options. And there are a lot of them, and some of them, I'll tell you like a really simple one that I read before I like stopped, like before I like closed my eyes basically to the outcomes. Like, we have this poisoned apple here, and we also have a brother who is gluttonous, right? So one of the like little new events that can happen is a gluttonous brother will eat the poisoned apple and get really sick for a while. So I thought that was a pretty cool interaction that we haven't seen yet. Yeah, let's pick that up. We're super low on food. 3, go up to 4, maybe 5 days. Can we get up to 5 days with bread? We can. Okay. Actually, we probably get up to 6. Yes, we can. Alright, good. We just take so much more food now than we used to. And we're going to sell this stuff. The prices here are not great, but I don't know when the next time we're going to get great prices is. So let's just get rid of this junk. And we might hold on to some things. Let's see. The hunting bows, all of that. Honestly worth considering using the throwing axes instead of the javelins against some enemies. Yeah, we'll sell the morning stars, but I think we'll keep the flail. It's just worth so much. Probably the two-handed mace as well. Sell that. Alright, we call that good. And I'll buy one bundle of arrows for us. Do we need any dogs? These are great prices on dogs, so we'll pick up one extra. And who do we just buy? Grand. That's a good strong name for a dog. And I think off camera I went ahead and made sure everyone had the appropriate, companions. But we're a few short, and it's nice to have extra dogs, because as you've seen in many of the videos previous, dogs die, sadly. So I still think about that dog fighting event sometimes and how much that sucks. That was, if I remember right, that was like the reason I went to look up the event. I looked up that event in particular to see how it could have gone. So if you remember, guys, we had the option to go to a dog fighting ring with one of our dogs. And what ultimately ended up happening was our dog died. And we wagered 200 crowns, so we lost a 300 gold dog. And we lost 200 crowns. So we lost 500. But if you win 500 and your dog is fine, right? You just feel like a jerk for fighting your dog. Oh, what do you want us to do? To guard an envoy. Let me read this, guys. Count Harmut von Grimmen tosses a scrap of beaten up paper onto his table, clearly a scroll of bad news. My daughters are being married off, but I don't have enough taxable territories to adequately give them the celebrations they deserve. You don't care about this and suggest the man get to the point, right? Alright, bullshit aside, I need you to guard an envoy of mine, Hadebrand, to Saxdorf. He's going to try and convince them to come under our banner. Now, that little place is House Growl's territory, and it's safe to assume they won't be happy to know we're footing about their parts. Hence why I'm hiring you, faceless sellsword, to be the caretaker of my envoy. The man folds his hands into his lap. Does this little gambit interest you? All you have to do is get in there and back. Easy payday. I mean, he's paying us 4 grand for this. This is interesting. Let's accept his offer, say we need some time to think about it. I want to see where that is on the map. Saxdorf, was it? So he wants us to... That's why he's paying us so much. We have to go like way down here and then way back. And and if we lose the envoy in a battle, which isn't very easy to do. I mean, you can just run them backwards or hide them in a bush or something. Only very few enemies, like maybe goblin wolf riders or dire wolves or something like that, will chase a guy. I think we take it. It's 4,000 crowns. Yeah, let's take it. And we need to escort a guy all the way down to Saxdorf. So we're going to get there as quick as possible. Quickest possible route through the wilderness. We may take a fight if we see one. I mean, we'll take fights, guys. Don't worry. We'll take fights. It's just whether or not we like want to go into a full-on like scary garrison. A hint of murmuring grows louder and louder until you can no longer focus. You put your quill pen down with the sort of energy the ink bottle can take without breaking and step out of your tent. Ramen the Stinky and Wolfgang Night Owl are standing there bickering over who is the better shot. Seeing you, they waste little time asking if they can hold a shooting contest to decide who is right. Alright, let's see who's right. We lose 30 ammunition, so glad we just bought a stack. But they both gain range skill, so it says you throw your hands up and tell the men to do what they must. Before retiring back to your tent, outside comes the twang of released arrows, quickly followed by the thwap of them finding their targets. Again and again, the din of men grows louder as what you can only assume what is a throng of observers grows. Finally, the contest is at some sort of end, indicated by a refreshing silence, and you get back to work. So we basically sacrifice some ammunition for range skill on 2 of our archery bros. So that's pretty cool. I mean, one is really nothing. That's pretty standard for the rewards of these little events. I wish they were slightly higher, honestly, like 2 or 3 even. It would make them feel a little more like beneficial and unique. I'm happy they happen, but like, yeah, it would just be cooler, honestly. Let's stop by the tavern here at Grafenhaven. Of course, we're walking through the woods, taking forever. And they have greenskin problems. We're gonna buy our guys some drinks. Let's do it again. We'll get everybody a little bit drunk. Yeah, we'll get everybody a little bit drunk. Doesn't matter. We're not fighting immediately. Harmon the Conscript. Tepid the Idle. This guy's a disowned noble. Interesting titles there. And I think, oh, these are really bad prices. We'll buy some more fish. And some more meat. Okay. I don't think we need anything else. So we're out of here. We'll head down to Saxdorf. Not 100% sure if the road is actually faster than us taking this little shortcut, but our guy is moving like super slow. Of course, we have to go through the swamp. But I kind of want to come down this way anyway, just to explore. There's a pretty good chance that there's something out here. And we'll get on this little like hill here to see. Pretty sure this type of terrain gives us a little bit of a vantage point. And now we head down to Saxdorf. So it's pretty likely that we make it all the way here and nothing happens. And then I think once we get here, we have to like wait for him. So I mean, it's taking into account the fact that we're not like making money while we're doing this. But if we could have took a fight or two. It's tempting to go up this way, but there's a lot of mountains there. It says the Envoys dips into a council building in Saxdorf. You got him there safely. Now it's time for him to do the rest. For a time, you listen to the talk, leaning against one of the windows and soaking it in. The man's got a quick tongue, and he's rallying them into his cause better than you and a few swords ever could. The envoy sees you through the window and suddenly waves you off. You duck away and wait for him to finish. Alright, don't take forever. Wow, the prices here are terrible, but that's because these people pretty much hate us. Buy some beer. Yeah, they pretty much hate us from the Noble War, so we need to be like aware of that. There we go, we'll raise our spirits some more. Certain enemies, it's really beneficial to have your spirits up. Did we level at all on that fight? We didn't. I forgot to check. Yeah, we just have to wait. I don't think we could even go like I don't know if we like fail the quest if we go like way out into the mountains or something like that. Yeah, what took you so long, dude? So let's get back. Gotta go all the way back up to Wolf's Wall. And I think just for the sake of variance, it might take us longer. We might not even find a fight. But let's come up here and go through these little dunes, and maybe we'll find a garrison to fight. Because if this whole episode is me like escorting an envoy, I'm gonna be a little aggravated. Because I already did such like a good skip. I saved you guys like 45 minutes of pointless battles, only to bring you into this. So 12 undead. Ooh, so it is the Undead Crisis, guys. I was talking in the comment section to someone about, you know, like how the events are going to go, and they predicted that it would be the Undead Crisis after the Noble War. And I'm starting to see a lot of these types of bands of undead, kind of mixed ancient dead and armored zombies and different types of zombies, and that makes them very difficult because you'll see here these Legionnaires are pretty tough opponents while these zombies are just kind of like filler chaff. And our archery honestly sucks against them. We can't see them all either. The Envoy needs to run. Thankfully the undead are probably the absolute slowest people in the game, so they're not going to be able to catch them. Should we try and climb this hill? I feel like we don't need to do that. We'll just wait. We'll take shots and hope to like wear down their armor. Yeah, we just want to mess their armor up a little bit. Get Lance out here on some high ground. He's like on a little island. That's perfect for him. And if they go to him, we're super happy. The most dangerous thing about the Legionaries is their like bill hookmen. And I think the reasons for that are probably obvious. We don't want him standing in a hole. Their ability to just kind of reach behind their own lines. It's very difficult for me to see like how this terrain is impacting us, but I think I'm going to move Ivar up. And bring Hondo out to here. Here? Yes. So he has Lone Wolf now. And I wouldn't be surprised to see some of them detach. Hopefully several. But the Ancient Legionaries are not pushovers. They're very resistant to piercing damage. They have no fatigue. You can't wear them down. They have decent armor. Their tower shields and things have very good stats, but they're easily broken. It's kind of their shtick. And they line up and they just all shield wall every single turn. And they're very difficult to get through. Their stats, when they're shield walled, are really strong. Yeah, it may have been worth it there just to switch weapons. And like I said, we'll just run him away. It doesn't really matter where he goes. There probably aren't even like any bushes for him to stand and hide in. I'm happy we're breaking their armor. I don't know exactly what their armor values are. I don't remember. But this is like annoying the actual heck out of me. But soon we'll switch to our long axes and we'll switch to our bill hooks. Applying overwhelm is nice. This dude has it ×4 and this one ×2. And we'll put Ivar in the middle there. It's not the best place for him. We'll smack a zombie. Just see how they move. Nice. He tried to move past our zone of control, I guess, and got smashed for it. He's going to switch. This guy, Sir Chris the Realist, does not have quick hands. And I don't like him in the low ground there, but I think it's just the way it's got to be. We could have tried to move up here and take this high ground, but then they would have taken it as well. I don't think we could have quickly enough gotten to this part to hold them down like the hill, so to speak. And while we would be doing that, we'd be getting exhausted. And since they have no fatigue to speak of, they would be completely fresh. So it's worth knowing that. And the problem now is we're gonna hit their shield and break it. So no shield wall for them. Actually, really nice to have Steezy in the front. He's gonna prevent them from lining up, and they kind of actually left a little space here anyway. But these dudes are so hard to hit. Does Raymond not have quick hands? What's the deal? Man, I could have sworn I would have been able to shoot after that. We'll move up here for a bit of a surround. And there we go. Perfect. And we'll just lock this guy down here on the low ground. He can wait. Unless he really wants to get in on the action. Yeah, and our chances to hit here are pretty suboptimal. Probably even should have left him with his bow. And that's not going to be very good. So let's pull out our banner. Banner also won't be very good. Banner is like piercing. Think of it as like a spear. Bill hooks and axes are pretty good against these guys. Their shields, while they have excellent stats, they have extremely low durability. I think they have like the highest, maybe even like the highest stats in the game for like a basic non-legendary shield. The tower shields do. And in one of my playthroughs, I use them like exclusively. Because it's very rare that the AI actually like goes to break your shield. And if they're not breaking your shield, you want the shield that has the best stats anyway. So in a lot of my playthroughs, I end up using them pretty consistently. We get a nice double swing there with Hondo. We don't get a kill, so we don't get the Berserk reset. But that's okay. It's nice to get them low. And yeah, I was about to say, I think we just need one hit for them. But this is where it's dangerous. When you're fighting groups of like 20 plus of these, the front line just walks up to your front line. They all shield wall. Super hard to take them down because they're receiving just huge bonuses. You see here we like can barely even hit them. And the back line is like 10 of these dudes. And they're just focusing down different brothers super hard. And there's really nothing you can do about it. Against any other, against humans, you would be attempting to focus them down so that they can't get that value, because they are vulnerable to archery, of course, thanks to the fact that they're unshielded units. But that's not the case with these guys. They're not vulnerable to the one thing they seem like they should be vulnerable against. You just try and make a hole and make sure you can try and get a guy in there to close the distance. We're just taking shots. It doesn't really matter. As long as Hondo doesn't get stunned, he's fine. Yeah, and the armor goes down, which is good. But a lot of our brothers, especially our newer brothers, they just don't have the raw stats that they need. I should have stepped out this way. I lost my lone wolf. But they don't have the raw stats, the raw melee attack that they need to hit these types of targets. I was about to say, that should be a double kill, which should let us move in on this back line here. But someone like Ivar is in a lot of trouble in the low ground. Can move in here. Ugh. And we're going to drop a dog. Help us get this surround. Perhaps take a shot. But the problem is these ancient legionaries, their weapons are very dangerous. If you can, in a lot of my playthroughs, I'm able to fight these guys early in small numbers and take these weapons from them, because they are excellent. If I remember right, so you've got like your, what do they call those? They're your first tier like hooked blades, and then the second tier I think is the pike. And they're better than the second tier. They're somewhere in between tier 2 and tier 3. They're not quite as good as a bill hook, if I remember correctly. Man, another 57% chance shot we miss. Great. One of them goes to dust. That feels pretty good. But you can see how fighting like 20 plus of these guys would just be brutal. Just want to apply some overwhelm. Give Ivar a chance to not get absolutely destroyed here. Yeah, we just can't. We can't get that dude to save our life. More overwhelm. And he's got, oh my god, all three of them missed him. So that was incredibly fortunate for us. 62 versus 41. We actually have a better chance to hit the guy on the high ground, believe it or not. And our fatigue is starting to really cost us here. Just move up here and finish the zombie and come back down. Okay, only 4 left. Yeah, I was wandering around fulfilling my quest earlier, and I came across a group in the dark, and I chased them, and when I chased them, it led me to like a place in the swamps where a ton of them were gathering and just kind of like standing still on top of each other. It was pretty weird AI behavior, but maybe it's completely normal in the Undead Crisis. I don't remember. It's been a while since I've seen that particular one. But yeah, I went to take the fight and I looked and it was like a lot of guys, like a lot, like 3 groups all hanging out together. And this is a bad situation. We need to bring this dude down. About to say, if we can kill him, we can move Ivar back, I think. Dang, we don't have the fatigue. Poke him. I mean, we were able to do some damage to him, but we need to get Ivar out of there. And he can't move. Oh my god. Well, I guess we have to hope we're faster than 1 skeleton. And we may not be. Come on, doggo. Oh god, we're not even in range. Oh, thank goodness. Okay, so Ivar's going to have to come out. Sir Chris leveled. That's nice. And these are the weapons here. The Ancient Bladed Pike. And they're super strong. Oh, we got one of their armors. That's kind of cool. Ancient double layer mail. Yeah, I mean, you can get some good loot off of them if you're able to get them early in the game. So here's another battle. Which I think we may take. We just really need to pull Ivar out. His helmet got destroyed, which sucks because he's wearing one of our better helmets. And we can just put somebody else in. Sir Chris was hurt as well. Check out his rolls. I like to get a 3 on range defense here. Get him up to at least 10. I think that's fine. 3 in fatigue is never bad. And we'll just take a 2 in melee attack as well. And we don't know what Chris is going to be yet, but we do know he's going to wear heavy armor. So Battleforge is going to be great to keep him alive. And if Sir Ivar is out, I think we want to bring back in... Wolfgang is no longer infected, so I think we need to bring him in. And we'll have 4 archers and 1 crossbowman. That's probably fine against the undead. Yeah, I don't mind that at all. Okay. And we'll give Ragnar a chance to recover and our helmet a chance to repair. Is he wearing, you know, as good a gear as he can? Pretty much. Pretty much. Okay. Alright, let's go to it. We don't want to lose the gold. And I'm guessing maybe those units retreated from here when we got close. So maybe this will be a bit of a smaller fight. Of course, it starts us once again in a pretty crummy position. But, I mean, for the most part, we're not fighting that much uphill. We can let them occupy this position with no big worries. And we will once again move out with our lone wolves. Not too far. It didn't say that there were any geists or anything like that, so we don't have to worry too much about our resolve being tested. I like this position a lot. There's no high ground for them to hit us from, and we can't be fully surrounded thanks to that boulder. Do we have Lone Wolf? We don't. So we might actually have to move from that spot. Maybe come here. I actually think that's fine for Steezy. We'll take these. Wow, we actually can't even hit. Well, let's go ahead and use our Falcon to reveal what's going on here. There's a fallen hero. There's only 9 of them. Yeah, that group must have detached from this group. The fallen hero has a pretty dangerous weapon and a pretty decent helmet that I would like to get. But with a little focus fire, we should be fine. Most of these targets are very soft. And we just need them to come a little closer. Let them burn the fatigue, and we'll just chill out. Pass, pass. I love that even with all this armor on, Sir Steinhardt, the survivor, has better initiative than our archers. Dang, I was hoping for like an epic throw. I remember as a teenager basically, watching Troy. I'm sure you guys have seen that. The part where Achilles, like Brad Pitt, he throws that javelin. It's pretty flippin' sweet. As a kid, I was like, is that possible? Could a man do that? I guess Achilles could. It's like, was it Achilles or was it just Brad Pitt? You know? This is not high ground, I don't think. No. We can move up and take a swing if we'd like. And if this guy wants to come down, he's going to have to do it possibly in the low ground, which favors us. A little bit of spear wall action. They'll probably want to go on Steezy because he's in the ground. I would kind of anticipate that's what the AI is thinking. It wants to get down here and like surround him and kill him. That's probably what it's feeling like is its best bet. Happy to put Overwhelm on the very dangerous fallen hero here. And we'll actually Indomitable. There's a mace here, and we don't want to get stun locked. It's not super likely, but it could happen. So why even, take the chance? Nice. So 5 Overwhelm on him. The odds of him hitting us with that great sword now, or that long sword, are very low. I was pretty sad this playthrough. I didn't really get a chance to utilize the long sword as like a mid-game weapon. I was able to use it in that scrap fight, which is pretty sweet. That's kind of like a chopping weapon. And it worked very well. I was happy. Spear wall back up. Kind of funneling him down here, which is where we want him anyway. And we can actually step up. There we go. No reason to keep him on the low ground. There are no enemies coming. We'll get Sir Steinhardt in there. We should have initiative over him. Did he get an injury? I was about to say. He's already trying to like waver. That's very strange. He's got like 1 zombie on him. We need to continue to pump resolve on our lone wolves to make sure that when they're in these situations, they don't just like insta-route. They're wearing necklaces. They have, really strong stats already. It's kind of ridiculous to me that they want to route at all. I think ideal resolve for a lone wolf brother would probably be like 65-ish. I think that's enough to get you like what you need. So that at the very least they don't route from like standard combat stuff. Like the thing that really the lone wolf two-handed brothers strategy relies on is them getting kills and hitting, you know, and like boosting their own morale through getting those hits and kills, boosting their defenses with reach advantage, that sort of thing. And Sir Varandox can switch to the hammer, and the hammer will absolutely destroy the armor. We're gonna get the longsword. That's pretty nice. That's an expensive weapon that we're happy to get. Okay. Get out of the hole. Yep. Fully expecting most of these dudes to come back, including the hero. Just gotta keep on doing our job. And down he goes. And remember, fallen heroes can come back even when they're headless. So he's not even necessarily out of the fight. Thank you. Oh, that feels good. Okay, now we have a chance of actually clearing them this round. Wow, why can we not hit this guy? Alright, get him, Hondo. So now we'll move to help Lance. Can't see anything. Yeah, he's in a hole. Perfect. That's exactly what we thought the AI would do. They would try and surround him and they would put this guy in a hole. So that ended up working out pretty much verbatim how I said. The AI will go like the quickest route usually. So I didn't anticipate that they would go around the top to do this around, that they would just shoot through the bottom. We got one of the mail shirts. We didn't get the helmet. That would have been pretty cool. The helmet's I think at 240. It's just very heavy. And a signet ring. So some stuff to sell. Not bad fights. And now we go up to Wolf's Wall. And I like exploring occasionally just to see what's out here. That way when the time comes for us to take quests in different places, we know where our options are. Go to Friedewold real quick. Might as well stop, see what the prices are like. Maybe they love us. You never know. We've done a lot of business here. And the prices are okay. I think we can get rid of some of the loot. I'm going to fix that sword. I love these helmets. They're so cool. We'll hold it. I could see it being fun to try and do like a playthrough, at least up until like one of the earlier Crisises. Not like into the super late game, where you only wear like ancient dead gear that you can scavenge. That could be pretty fun. What was I trying to do? Oh yeah, I wanted to come in here and repair some things. We'll repair these. I think they're worth a lot. And the longsword is certainly worth a lot, so we'll repair that. Do we need food? Not really. That's an okay price on tools, and a mediocre price on that. Tempted to make another alt necklace, and we can also make a fermented unhold heart out of our wine, but I don't think we need to. It's just kind of unnecessary. We'll hold on to the heart. And we'll come up to Wolf's Wall. There's usually something here that like develops. It's like just far enough in between that, you know, it's able to like spawn here. But nothing right now. I would have happily taken one more fight before we arrived. So guys, I mean, 4,000 crowns is a lot, but we spend 550 a day, and this took several days. So, I mean, obviously we got loot and things, and we're coming out ahead for sure. The prices here are pretty mediocre. They're a tiny bit better than at the last city, so we will sell. We'll get rid of a lot of this stuff, make more room. Once again, we're holding on to the long axes for our eventual scrat battles. I want to kill more of them because I want their juicy tree meat. And yeah. Buy some bread. Nope, that didn't do it. I want to sell this. Yeah, I'm going to sell the pole hammer. And we could sell one of these nasal helmets. 200 is a lot. I'm waiting to see like a super dog in one of these one day. That would be really cool. Like a wolf. Okay. I think we're good. We want to leave. We want to leave this territory behind and come up north. Let's go to Windfest first. They have an armor and weaponsmith. Because our likelihood of finding unique gear in 3 different cities that have armor smiths and weaponsmiths. So there's an armorer here, an armor and a weaponsmith there, and then the other one of course has both as well. And we don't need this anymore. We can stop by the tavern and buy our men some more drinks. Make sure they're... Wait, what did that say? Deserted shelter the other day, full of treasure. A long way southwest of here. That's going the exact opposite direction. Usually when they describe it that way, that means that there is like a unique item there. Or like a actual piece of treasure that's worth just a lot. Southwest, I mean, who knows? Who knows where that means in Battle Brothers terms? It could be like here. It could be here. It could be like way the heck like down here. Deserted Shelter is like not a unique name. It's one that they kind of like recycle a lot. So it could be just about anything. And we'll stop here in Windfest and see what's going on. I may have to call today's episode somewhat soon just because, like I mentioned, it's kind of early in the morning. My family should be waking up relatively soon. I know my logo is... Ooh, I want that. I was about to say, I know my logo is like my kids in the background playing video games with me. But you guys don't want them like standing behind me asking me what every single thing is, because that would that would end up probably getting old to somebody out there who don't have kids. A full helm and a coat of plates. This is very tempting, because what I want to do is buy this and then stick this on there and then give it to our brother with like the best fatigue and see what they can do with that. I just did that already. Let's go to the weaponsmith. Wow, look at this. The 3-headed flail. We haven't had the opportunity to pick one of those up yet. And there's also a fighting spear here, which we absolutely need for our spear bros. It's actually kind of crazy that we don't have any of those already. By this point in like every other playthrough I've ever done, I've had like a full set of these. But yeah, we're going to buy that with no regrets. We have so many spear bros. We'll give it to Burnfried. Let's organize. And you can look at the stats here. 35 to 40 versus 30 to 35. With a little bit more effectiveness against armor, a little higher fatigue, a little better durability. There you go. Alright. And we can sell off one of them. If they had like 2 more of those, I would buy them. That's kind of where I'm at in terms of that. Someone in the comment section said something like, hey man, you need to get more fighting spears. I'm like, I agree. We need more fighting spears. I would love to be able to get that. Let's see. We can accept this. I mean, he wants us to kill dire wolves. I like fighting these enemies, and I would love to kill dire wolves just for their pelts. So I'm going to accept this contract. Maybe do it in my free time, guys. Don't worry about it. You won't have to watch me fighting, you know, spiders for 20 minutes. I understand that can be a little boring. We've kind of been there and done that. But I think that's something that could be good for the company if I do that. They want me to go... Oh, this event again. Awesome. So guys, take a second to read this, but we've had this event already. Yaku is a monk, and this is the second time he's given us blessed water. And blessed water is used to like burn the undead, like acid. And since the Undead Crisis is coming up, or is kind of upon us, probably very useful. So they said to go to Whispering Hills. I'm not seeing Whispering Hills. I see Temple Groves, I see Nordlands. I see some hills there. Am I just blind? Or is it like really far away? I mean, honestly, it doesn't matter where we get the beasts from, but I'm curious if when you take these types of quests, if the game like spawns in lots of beasts in that desired area. Maybe it's here, like we just haven't explored it yet. Let's check that out real quick before I end today's video. We might come back for that coat of plates, honestly. No, I mean, we've explored all that. Huh. Well, I mean, without knowing where exactly that is, it's probably like way down here. It's like, yeah, just go down to Whispering Hills on the other side of the world. Or it's just in a place that we haven't explored yet. Either or. Looks like there's a bit of an island there. I don't know, guys. I could be blind, but I don't see it. Maybe it's white, like the word. Because look here, you can barely see frozen burrows and the hummocks. Anyway, we'll go into the wilderness and see what we can see before I end today's video. But I also kind of want to come up to Eichenberg, check out their armor. While it's still daytime and they're open. And just to see if they have anything kind of legendary, anything we desperately want. The heavy lamellar armor is a step up from what we're currently wearing, but I don't think we need that. And there's probably not going to be anything, you know, amazing here. Buy some more grain and some cheese. That's good. Make sure our brothers don't starve. And come out this way to see if we can find some beasts. But, like I said, I mean, only 15 heads. That's all we need. I've got to be, like, just missing something. It's got to be, like, right here. We picked that up in Windfest. I don't know. It's actually like befuddling to me. Is there a place here that we can go? I see some land. Huh. Well, guys, I think that's going to be it for me today as I wallow in my own confusion. I appreciate you watching. Once again, my name is Brett. My channel is Good Talk Gaming. For those of you out there who are considering subscribing, please do. Every single subscription at this point helps me out a lot, and I really do appreciate you guys. Ooh, I see some beast tracks. What do we got? Oh, I see lots of beast tracks. 12 direwolves. Ooh, you know what? Let's do it. Let's do it. Before I end today's episode, let's take on 12 direwolves. That's not a lot. Is Ivar back to normal? He is. So we'll pull him in. We'll pull him back in, and we'll pull out perhaps Egil, and then we'll make sure we give him the war bow so that he's on par with the rest of our archers. Okay, very good. Yeah, let's take on these guys. That'll help us with our contract, and we may even get some pelts for our trouble. Lots of dire wolves fighting in the snow, and they look like a lot of them are frenzied, which means if we remember right from one of the previous episodes, we kind of tried to test what makes them different from regular direwolves, and I think it's purely the fact that they apply overwhelm on hit, which is a very strong ability because their initiative is so high, they'll pretty much always be able to do that. So we'll take 80% chance shots all day long. Ugh, we don't want to miss. Missing is bad. Direwolves have a lot of DPS. Perfect. Just hoping to get that hit. And we'll take those throws because we have two other brothers here that can potentially hit them. And a split feels awesome. We'll pass. We'll save our energy. Get Sir Verandox's hammer out. I couldn't even imagine fighting a giant wolf with a hammer. And we could push this guy down and really hurt him. It might even kill him. But he's going to try and run, and he's going to get killed from that. So I don't think we need to do anything. Yeah, we'll just pass. Conserve our fatigue. Let them come to us. We're the slow-moving wall. And they have to break against us. So we're hoping for a lot of pelts. We want tons and tons of pelts. We want to deck our guys out in direwolf gear. Okay, that was still all great hits. Perfect. Perfect. And we're messing with their morale right now. We don't want anyone to escape. Man, it would have been great to get that kill. But now we can step up here, take a bit of a round swing. Nice. So no escapees. Sir Chris can pull out his mace. Hopefully take a swing. And he can. There's only one guy here that may get away. And I just don't think we can stop him. We could try and step forward. But this dude will probably hit us and keep us back. So check out how the fighting spear looks. It looks pretty sweet on Burnfried, the solid. Yeah, we want to get that on all of our spear bros, and we have, I think, 4 spear bros. Wow, very aggressive. It steps in. We pull out our axe, which is pretty clumsy in close combat, but it's better than nothing. Ragnar could possibly give us a shot, and he does. Get him, Ivar. Alright. Ivar was pretty much on the brink there in that undead fight. The undead are not super strong, but they bring some pretty painful weapons with them. So we've got 1 pelt, a gland we don't really want, another pelt. Not sure what he's currently standing on. Alright, but this is going to be the end of the battle, guys. They're both routing. And we will certainly run them down. And that's going to be it for today's episode. There's still quite a few brothers that haven't been claimed by subscribers. And if you guys want to do that, just let me know in the comment section below. And I can go ahead and name a brother after you. I love the thematics of it. A lot of you in the comments have gotten really into, your particular brother. And that's been awesome to see. It kind of keeps me going. It makes me happy. When you take a kind of a personal interest in your own brother. I think that's really neat. So we need 3 for 1. So we're going to be able to make 2 more excellent attachments to our armor. And we're actually surprisingly close to getting our quest done. A 15 stack. And some more stuff to go and fight. So guys, that's going to be it. This is for real this time. That's it for today's episode. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next one. Once again, I'm Brett. My channel is Good Talk Gaming, and take it easy.